Hayden, firstly, we saw some of the boys doing a bit of a fashion show last night. You didn't get the call up?
No, I was actually at home watching that. When my housemate Juzzy was there, and something different for the boys to do. And we had a review this morning, and that definitely got showed.
I guess it shows that spirits are still really high at the moment, and obviously a big game this weekend against North Melbourne.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've had a good season up to this point. We've probably lost the last two, not the way we wanted to, but we know we can bounce back. And the start of the season's been really good, really fun. So we've got to keep doing that and get into that back end of the season.
You get the skipper back this week. How much are you guys looking forward to it, and how much do you reckon he's looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think we're both looking forward to it just as much as each other. He's done a body of work over probably the start of the season to get to where he is now. We've missed him, and as you said, to keep the vibes going, to get captain of the club back, Millsy especially, is a massive boost for us.
Can you give us some insight into what he's been like how hard he's been working, his mentality, how frustrated he might have been at different times? Just talk us through all of that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think he's a captain of the club, so young for a reason. He's so determined and passionate of this club, and the way he's sort of gone about his rehab, doing different things, trying new things and trying to get back as quick as possible. But I think if you look at the nick he's in at the moment, it's probably the best I've seen him at since I've been at the club, and watched him at train the last couple of weeks. So I think he's more than ready to be going.
Have you seen it taken its toll on him at any stage, maybe early on in the season where things are going well and he's not part of it? Has it ever taken strain on him?
I'm not too sure personally, but I think as a captain, not being in a team that's winning and try to impact actually on the field has probably been hard for him. I think as a leader, he shows strong in that instance, but he's been doing a lot of work off field with us, meetings, even on the game, he's at the bench every game, and just helping us in any aspect he can.
When you say best Nick, is he look faster or stronger, a bit of everything?
Yeah, a bit of everything. He's just looking strong, big, lean, powerful as well. I think he's done a lot of work and sort of rebuild his foundation, so I'm actually really excited to see how he goes this week.
Where do you think he'll play?
Not too sure. I'm sure he'll probably go in the midfield, maybe back. But I know with him, wherever he plays, he's going to have an impact, which will be good.
Are you guys hopeful that Isaac will be there this weekend as well?
Yeah, definitely. I hope so. There's a challenge tonight, so we'll see how that turns out.
Obviously, as a key forward yourself, not talking on the specifics of this case, but I imagine that's the sort of movement that you've done a lot in your career.
Yeah, definitely. We sort of joked about it, like you do that probably 40, 50 times in a game. You always try to get separation off your man, and it's just that unlucky thing, and you probably saw how he sort of stopped and was a bit sorry at the time, and I was behind him at the instant, and he just literally said sorry and was like, didn't mean it, but you do that many times a game, and it's one of those things that shouldn't just happen.
No doubt it's been a tough week for him. How is he? Have you spoken to him?
Yeah, no, he's still in good moods. I think he's still got the appeal tonight, so I think until that's sort of settled and he's got a decision, he'll still be positive.
Is it? All good? Is it hard as a team when kind of 48 hours or less from the game out that you don't know whether one of your key men is going to be playing?
I wouldn't say it's too hard. I think with the list that we've got at the moment, there's a lot of players that can come in and play the role. We've probably seen that over the last couple of months. Matt Roberts comes in, Tay's been in. We've had a lot of different players can come in and out and play different roles for us. So as much as you'd like to know probably earlier on in the week, as a list that we've got and confident we are, someone else can come in and play that role.
How's Logan been? It's obviously 2 weeks in a row that he's had shots.
Yep.
You're part of the key forward brigade with him. How's he holding up?
Yeah, no, he's holding up well. I think with Logan, he's probably the one that you do want to have that set shot after a siren or at a crunch time. His accuracy even last year and this year has been exceptional. So he's still got the confidence in himself. Obviously, you'd like to kick it, and he's probably upset with that. But each week he'll move on, and probably this week he's got another chance to be back and take it.
Dean Cox has spoken about a fair bit at the moment and is likely to for the rest of the season. You work close with him as part of the ruck team as well. How highly do you rate him as a coach, and what are his key attributes? Yeah, no, we rate him very highly here, and especially me with doing one-on-one work with him as a ruck. He's just understanding, he's very passionate, and he builds a good relationship with every player. The coach that can get on a personal level but then help you on the field and stay composed is very valued. How much would you love him to stay?
Oh no, we'd love him to stay as much as we want. He's been, as I said, good for me personally, but as a group and as assistant coach this year, he's really settled into that role, and we've been loving him.
Goal kicking accuracy was a little bit of an issue last week against St Kilda. Is that the sort of thing you're at?
Busy day.
Going to be a good answer now.
Should have been thinking.
Goal kicking accuracy, obviously, as I said, a bit of an issue last week. Is it something that you go, okay, let's work on it during the week, or do you kind of just trust that it's a little bit of an aberration last week and it'll fix itself?
Yeah, no, I think it's just trusting what we do. I think throughout the year, accuracy has been pretty good, especially the start of the season. We're very accurate and going inside 50 and scoring well. So I think, on the weekend and maybe a couple of other weeks, it hasn't been as high, but I think it's just going back to our routines and back ourselves each week.
Another guy who is available this week, Horse kind of said it, the decision we made today is Luke Parker.
Yeah.
How good would it be to be back out on the field with Parks if you guys play this week?
Yeah, no, we love playing with him. Just his ability to have a contest and compete and his leadership on the field. It'd be very valuable to have back, and to have him and Millsy back, two great leaders of the club, would be great value to us.
Coach spoke. Sorry.
Is he sort of aware of the Brownlow hype, and does he enjoy this speculation about him being in the mix? Is he that sort of guy?
No, not at all. He's very relaxed, and I spoke to him yesterday, and he's just sort of put his phone off. He's off social media at the moment. He's a very down-to-earth sort of person and very humble and does what the team needs. So, no, he's not too much looking into it.
Your coach has spoken about the pressure over the last 2 weeks, saying it wasn't up to the standard that you guys pride yourselves on. What's been spoken about in that sense leading into Saturday? Yeah,
it's just definitely the pressure and team defence that we need to bring back. Making a contest at the ball and putting the team just under that immense pressure that we normally do. I think we've been the #1 pressure team last year and for the start of the season, so that's sort of our strength and we just need to get back to it.
A month ago, this looked like a pretty lopsided encounter on paper, at least. It changes pretty quickly, footy, doesn't it? Or what do you make of North?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think with the competition this year, you can look at the ladder and it's a close game. Anyone can win each game. And to North's credit, since the bye, they've completely flipped their stats. They've had a really good month. Even last week against Gold Coast, they had a real good contest, clearances, and they had a good competitive game. So I think it'd be a good challenge this week.
When you look at the North Suns game on the weekend, I think they had 40 to 60
Clearances.
inside 50s.
Yeah.
What does that say about the North defenders' pressure in the inside 50s?
Yeah, no, definitely. As I said, they've completely flipped their stats, and their defence as a team is, one of the top 3, I think, at the moment. So I think we're going to have to be smart the way we move the ball, but just compete up forward and try to bring it up to their forwards.
You had a massive game here last time with some contested marks, both on the wing and up forward. How important is that as a part of your game, especially here at a ground like this where getting on the wings and getting that movement is really important?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just as a role for myself to compete, and if you get those contested marks, it's good, but I think it's more just to bring that impact up forward, split the packs and just get it forward. But I know as a smaller sort of ground here, that's how we sort of like to play, and if I can do that for the team, that's a perfect role.